Hello everybody, welcome to the I Am IT Geek YouTube channel. My name is Shabazz Dart and as ever, I am the IT Geek. Welcome back to another exam topic series episode and we're still on the SC200 Microsoft Security Operations Analyst exam, which is, as I said, the SC200 exam. And we're working through the learning paths. We are on learning path 4. This is only a short learning path with, I believe, 2 episodes. And we've covered a lot of content already, so we are technically halfway through the content because we've got 8 learning paths in total. We've so far looked at Microsoft Defender 365, also Microsoft Defender for Cloud. We're now getting into some KQL action, and then we'll move on to doing sort of more Microsoft Sentinel stuff as well. So let's get started with this episode. My socials, as normal, you should know what they are by now. They're in the description if you don't. So we've already looked at, so this is what we looked at in the last episode. We looked at constructing KQL statements from Microsoft Sentinel. We talked about analysing query results using KQL. We did some really cool stuff. Well, I tried to do some cool stuff in the demo. None of my queries were because I didn't have any security events. But definitely recommend you doing those. So this episode, so it's only a 2-part topic, is the KQL stuff. We're actually going to talk about building multi-table statements using KQL. Then we'll look at working with string data using KQL statements. There's no lab in this episode, but there'll be plenty of labs and stuff like that moving forward. So let's talk about building multi-table statements using KQL. First, using the union operator. So when you join tables, you use join flavor to determine the joining behavior. And it's essential to understand the impact of those records on the left and right side based on the join flavors. So you can see you've got left join, inner join where you've got join in the middle, you've got full outer join where it's all kind of joined together, right join, which is obviously the opposite of left join if it's null, so it doesn't include that middle bit, and then right join if it's null, again doesn't include that middle bit, just the right hand side. So that's a union operator. Continue on the use of a union operator. Again, this is an example of it here, where again you're using using security event ID, and you use that sort of joined kind equals inner. So if we go back here, it's that inner one, which is the bit in the middle. So as we mentioned, when this is to join table, so you want to join the inner part of the table with this sort of query here. So about working with string data using KQL statements as well. So I want to talk about extracting data from unstructured and structured fields using KQL. So you can extract data from unstructured string fields. You can extract data from structured string fields. You can also create what's called parsers using functions. So let's specifically talk about extracting data from unstructured fields. So here's an example of a query that does that. And as you can see, there's lots of different sort of the extend account name, which you can extract lots of different sort of characters from that. And again, this is a type of query you can try if you've got any sort of security events. Try this sort of query in your demo tenant to see exactly how. Again, you probably need unstructured data to be able to extract data from it. But this is an example of a string field from unstructured data, trying to extract it. So keep an eye out for these sort of maybe in a question or not. And again, extracting data from, so that was extracted from unstructured. And we talk about, again, this is another example of extracting data from unstructured string fields. Again, looks quite complicated, but again, it's using all those sort of different operators that we've spoken about. The project, the traces, and we talked about that parse event text as well that you could use. And I think it uses union in there. No, we use union in the last one. We'll talk about extracting data from structured string fields now. So the parse dynamic fields, an example of that is this sign-in logs bit. You pipe that into an extended OS and the device detail.operating system. And you can work with JSON data as well when you're extracting data from structured string fields. And here's an example of where you can do that. Again, using those pipes to extend the auth details, the auth method, the auth result, and then the project auth method as well. Mentioned creating parse using functions as well. So here's an example of how you do that. So again, the security event where an event ID is equal to 4672 and the event account type, and you save that query as a function named priv logins. That's how you can create parsers using functions as well. So it's a bit of a quick episode there, but I wanted to cover some of the sort of queries that you might find in the exam where they give you an example, and you might need to, it might be like a live. It's called a live question where you have to complete sort of a KQL query with drop downs and complete the drop downs. I strongly recommend trying the different KQL queries so you get used to them and you understand what the different operators are. So yeah, hopefully again you found that useful. If not, let me know. I can always go through it in a bit more detail. But again, a very short episode, a bit of a short learning path there. We've got loads more good content coming up in 5, 6, 7 and 8, mainly around Azure Sentinel. So again, I do recommend doing the buying the measure up test questions, practice questions. I'm going to put a link to the SE200 one in the description. So definitely recommend. They've always got good sales on, always very not too expensive. So definitely an investment worth putting into, something worth investing in. So thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.